Speaking of which, now that we're back on the VOD, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We just finished this crap today, you know? Let's get the sound going again. Alright. This game really doesn't want me to finish this today. In fact, Oreo, do you mind if I bow to you tomorrow just to save the extra 4 minutes? I don't understand the question, Walker. Listen, that mic, it owed me money. Where were you? Don't worry, we have something that's debatably sloggier coming up next.
Our opportunity has arrived, sir. We've received intelligence reports that Colonel Rebus is about to test his latest project. A secret proving ground has been established on Hoth. Security will be extensive, but nothing compared to Rebus's usual protection.
Sounds like you got your opening.
Neutralizing Colonel Rebus will devastate the Empire's weapons programs. Even I cannot calculate the number of lives that this mission could save. By robbing our enemies of their most despicable weapons, we will rob them of victory, ensuring freedom for generations to come.
I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's do it!
It was a
And done.
Colonel Rebus was even more devious than I had expected.
I was rough. Barely even did that. Oh, man.
You mean it was all a setup?
All of the hints and clues that led me to Rebus were fabricated. It was all a scheme to capture my power core. As soon as I defeated the last of the Imperial security teams and confronted Rebus, he activated a specially built device that overloaded my primary energy controls. I was frozen.
How did you manage to turn the tables on him?
As Rebus and his final few guards approached, I discovered that I still had control over a handful of secondary subsystems. By manipulating those systems, I was able to trigger a full emergency shutdown and a rear servo lock, violently propelling me forward just as Rebus came to face me.
You actually escaped by collapsing on the guy?
It was a desperate ploy, but it was successful. As I'd hoped, shutting down my power core caused Rebus's device to shut down as well. All systems were restored within 96 seconds. Rebus's surviving guards were still attempting to lift me off of him at the time, so I dealt with them and carried the colonel back to base. Mission accomplished.
That is definitely one for the records, 4X.
With Rebus in custody, the entire galaxy is a safer place. It will be some time before I can locate an even more impressive target. As soon as I do, you'll be the first to know.
Thanks, 4X. Appreciate you. Really. I can't imagine why, Alex.
Welcome back, Master. If you detect the aroma of Alderanian nectar,
Everything's ready, boss. I've got Lord Albrecht's location on Alderaan and all of the files that prove the debt. I just have to walk in, show the files, act tough, and we can both become a little bit richer.
Richer is always better.
See you when I've got the credits. That was ridiculous. Turns out there's 2 Lord Albrechts. A father-son team. A crazy old man and stuck-up little punk team, really. Neither of them had a single credit, and both of them had promised to sell the guns to 3 different buyers apiece.
How'd you deal with them?
It took a lot of wrangling, but I managed to get those 2 saps into the same room with all of their buyers. Then I lobbed a couple of grenades in. Most of the buyers' credits were still in one piece afterward, so I'm calling it a win.
Sounds like another job well done, Vic.
Let's hope the next rundown isn't so tough. The stress might ruin my looks.
Yeah, there's that. You know, once again, if we were a mercenary, I keep pointing that out, and I'm never going to stop pointing it out. At least as long as it continues to be true. The time has come. My recent meditations have led to the same conclusion. The must proceed at our earliest opportunity.
I'm sorry, I don't know what Xavier Juna means.
To be a Findsman is not a singular state of being. There are many gradations that reveal themselves to the Findsman over time. Xavier Juna is the trial that Yoon must complete to advance in the Findsman art. It is a hunt for the greatest Findsman of all, the Xavier!
Is there any way I can lend a hand?
Unfortunately, the path of Zavir's Yuna is a solitary one. Though Yun would welcome your companionship, the goal must be sought alone. Yun will prepare to head out immediately. I'll never find it. Ever, 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 ever. And he found it. Yun now sees a world of clarity he never saw before. It's a sensation and awareness unlike any other.
It's great to hear that things went well, Yoon.
Yoon cannot express the fullness of appreciation necessary for your understanding at a transitional time like this. Yoon is eager to test the fullness of this newfound clarity. Our path lies before us. And that was Yoon's quest. I hope you liked that, because that's kind of it! Late party member syndrome. Speaking of...
Just got off the holo with Torf. He asked me to thank you for getting him out of that labor camp. He's starting to see the danger the other Deadeyes are in.
There it is.
Anxious for us to find them.
We could use him when we rescue the rest of the Deadeyes.
SIS already has him tied up in debriefs. Pretty much exchanged one cell for another. It was a mistake to trust a snake like Zane, but Torf's heart was in the right place. I just hope this mistake doesn't get any of those men killed.
They're all dead. The end.
Sir, the Journal published my article. I've already received dozens of holo messages from medical officers in units across the galaxy. I never expected such a positive reaction.
That's fantastic news, Alara. You should feel very proud.
I would never have learned so much if you hadn't brought me onto the squad. I really owe you a tremendous debt, sir. Thank you. Truly.
You're welcome. So about that romance? No? Okay. I guess. We're still very happy for you. Truly. Alright, back to Coruscant. Yeah, that's a good point, Django.
General Garza, I hadn't expected you here. Or Agent Balker.
The Senate situation is more complicated than I could explain via holo. I couldn't be certain my office wasn't being monitored. What I said before was accurate. The Senate has called a hearing to investigate the actions of Special Forces, Havoc Squad specifically. But what I couldn't say was that the senator behind these proceedings is actually an undercover agent for the Empire. The entire hearing is a sham.
How could the Empire possibly get an agent elected to the Senate?
Easily.
They didn't. They just bought someone who was already in
Yeah,
place.
seriously, dude.
We
That's
have
easy.
the evidence right here. His name's Zion. He represents a tiny little rock in the middle of some very profitable trade lanes.
With the help of Imperial intelligence, Senator Zion has slowly gained influence. Now he's turning that influence against us.
It's just another shot from dear old General Racton. Zion gets Havoc suspended. Racton gets the break he needs to turn the war back his way.
What's our move? Arrest Zion?
Not exactly. The military doesn't have that kind of authority. And detaining Zion would only fuel his accusations that we abuse our power. I want you to attend the hearing just as the Senate has asked. We can't risk him getting away. Go and conduct yourself respectfully. When it's your turn to speak, present the evidence the SIS has gathered. The Senate will have to investigate, and we'll be free to resume operations.
I'll get this cleared up in no time.
Remember, Senator Zion will do his best to paint you as a loose cannon. Don't do anything to prove him right. I'll be waiting in my office. Report back to me as soon as the hearing is complete. Dismissed.
Don't worry, ma'am. We'll get you to a proper uniform someday.
Major.
I've been thinking about that too, Walker, and honestly, I mean, that is the benefit, the idea, right? The ideal, excuse me. make it so that the selections aren't so hilariously misrepresentative, because that's a real issue. I still prefer to actually be able to see the dialogue, but again, that would be an extraordinarily easy toggle to implement. So I absolutely think the trooper armor is based on clone era armor. I do not think it's unfortunate. I don't really have a big problem with it, personally. First of all, ignoring the fact that I obviously like that armor. I mean, look at it. There's a difference between based on and, you know, ripping off. You know what I mean? That being said, if you've seen the armor that Malicor's trooper's in, whoa! That's terrifying.
Welcome, Major. We appreciate you taking the time to come and respond to our concerns in person. Senator Zion, you may proceed.
Thank you. As many of you are aware, Havoc Squad is widely considered to be the finest infantry team in the Republic military. Their reputation earns them a great deal of leeway, so much that they have become a danger to the Republic itself. My friends and colleagues, what is it that Havoc Squad actually does, day in and day out? Disturbingly, almost no one knows for sure.
We can kill him? What happens if you kill him? I'm sorry, I'm picturing this. Just picture this from the perspective of everyone else in this room, right? It's like, yes. This person is operating without, oversight. Nobody knows what they do for certain. Let me show you what we do. Screw it.
You want to know what Havoc Squad does? We kill traitors.
What are you doing? No, you can't! You can't!
He's dead. You've killed him.
Yeah.
Were you working with him? Did the imps pay you like they paid Zion?
What? What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind?
By what right have you done this, Major? By what right have you killed an unarmed man in the capital of the Republic?
I took an oath to destroy the enemies of the Republic.
Yes, on the battlefield. This is not a battlefield. Leave us, Major. Go back to the war where you belong.
I love it. They just let you get away with it. They just let you get away with it. Oh my god. Did the bounty hunter writer, just slip over for one scene and then go back to the... Thank you, Alex, for the bits. I will put that towards Paradise Killer. Oh, wow. Give me a sec. And I got a sub there as well. Thank you, Finny Hori. If you want to put your sub towards something, please let me know. Thank you. It's not murder, it's execution. There's a difference. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. We're pretty light. We're light 2 right now. That was good. Let's see if the other side is as satisfying.
Welcome, Major. We appreciate you taking the time to come and respond to our concerns in person.
Like 100, Walker.
We all remember the mysterious disappearance of Havoc Squad's previous commander. No doubt, a crime was committed and covered up. And that nonsense with the so-called Gauntlet superweapon. An astronomically expensive operation to destroy a science project whose danger was never substantially proven. And it was only after that reckless operation that the Empire attacked us with full force. Why wasn't the Senate consulted beforehand? I will end with this simple fact. Since the war broke out, Havoc Squad hasn't made a single trip to the front lines. If all of the Republic's battles are being won and lost without the help of our best team, then it's time we made changes.
Thank you, Senator Zion. Major, if you'd like to make a response, you may begin now.
My team is not a threat to the Republic, but traitors like Zion are. I have evidence here proving that Senator Zion is a paid agent for the Sith Empire.
This is outrageous. Are we really going to tolerate wild accusations like this?
The commander of Havoc Squad deserves more than to be dismissed out of hand.
Preposterous. I called this hearing to present facts, not paranoid delusions.
I mean, we're listening to your wild accusations? Why can't my wild accusations be listened to?
The facts are right here. Give it up.
Though it is highly irregular, these are dangerous times. We are in no place to ignore accusations of treason, even among our own body. Guards, seal the area and allow no one to leave until we are prepared to reconvene.
I love that you can just shoot him. Right off the bat. Just right off the bat. I love that.
Senator Zion, in light of this evidence, I must order that you be detained by the Senate Guard pending charges for high treason.
But this is insane! I'm no traitor! Whatever you've seen, it must be a forgery. Some kind of military conspiracy.
Please accept our apologies, Major. I hope you understand that you were called here with the best of intentions.
You have a duty to ensure that we're acting in the Republic's best interest.
That's right. And rest assured that your tireless efforts in the Republic's defense are greatly appreciated.
Given the change in circumstances brought about by new evidence, I hereby adjourn this meeting immediately. Major, you're dismissed.
Not quite as satisfying as shooting the guy. But not terrible. I love that sentence out of context. Okay, well, this is better. I adore the murder option.
Hold still.
Never. You gotta go talk to General doesn't know how to wear an outfit. It is nice when a game gives you an option to just shoot the bad guy. It doesn't happen very often.
Major, Lieutenant Mai. I'm General Garza's new assistant. It's a real honor to meet you.
Hi?
It's good to meet you too, Lieutenant. Could I see the General?
I'm afraid General Garza had to leave. An urgent situation on Corellia. I can put you through to her via holo if you like.
What's this urgent situation on Corellia?
I should let General Garza explain. One moment, please.
Major, I understand our dilemma has been taken care of. Reports are already circulating about Zion's secondary income. Racton could have buried us with this one. If the SIS hadn't come through, if you hadn't convinced the Senate to review their evidence, we would be finished. Well done.
I should have killed Zion.
I'm just glad everything worked out.
We were fortunate, there's no doubt about it. Join me on Corellia as quickly as possible. General Racton has taken the field personally. This is the opportunity we've been waiting for.
I'll get Havoc to Corellia on the double, General.
I'll give you a detailed briefing after you touch down. Garza out.
General Racton? It sounds like you better hurry, Major. Good luck.
Okay. Corellia. I mean, we're up to a grand total of 2 story positives for Trooper that do not involve Alara or 4X.
Master, I have reprogrammed your...
Oh no. No. No!
Outstanding news, sir. We've got a positive fix on the Deadeye's location. Balker finally came through for us. Decrypted the rest of those coordinates we sent him. The data points to an Imperial outpost on Hoth. Another labor camp, most likely.
Let's get down there and bring those soldiers home.
Right behind you, sir. Once we get those men out of there, we can put all this craziness behind us. I just hope we're not too late.
Oh, hang on, let's switch playlists. Let's head to Hoth. Actually, there's a long-standing tradition of just calling all superiors sir in the military. That's from real life. It's certainly a debatable thing. But it is a long-standing tradition, so whatever. Good stories that take place on Corellia. I mean, I really like the agent storyline on Corellia. Oh yeah, sorry. Visual warning. Brightness warning for anybody who's about to, who has issues with that. Hang on, where are we going? Not here, apparently. Yeah, the general military philosophy, as I have been told, is that if you just want to acknowledge a superior, you say sir. If you want to acknowledge who your superior is personally, you use their rank. So, for example, if you just want to say yes sir, nothing else matters, including their gender. If you want to say something specific to the individual, rather than saying yes ma'am or whatever, you say yes major. That's how it was explained to me. Oh, of course, that's in the bonus area. Where am I? Okay. Oh, I guess I can do this. Boop. Might be as close as we're getting. I don't even remember why they added orbital stations. They're a bottleneck? For no reason. Blindness. Oh, Jesus. Every time. I'm not ready for that.
Mechanized travel is for official business only.
Some games, there's a value in spreading out player base, and some games will do something to spread out the player base. There's effectively no benefit to concentrating your player base, especially in an MMO. You don't want bottlenecks. You don't want a frickin' Burning Crusade situation with the Hellfire Peninsula. You don't want... What was the thing in FF14 with Roban? Like Roban Savage? You don't want that. So the fact that they have these freaking orbital stations, which serve as an artificial padding barrier of bottlenecking, is just a frustration. And, for those of you who are curious, yes, back in the day, you could get stuck on those stations, because there were so many people you couldn't load the actual zone. And so many people would then get stuck on the station that you couldn't leave your ship. Now this was at launch, but still. Oh my god. Why are you sending me into the middle of nowhere again, Jorgen? Yeah, that was a flight path, Alex. Oh, nice, Braven. That's cool. Oh, Jesus, it really did, Papa Neeks. There's a reason I put this game down for a while after not even successfully getting to 50. In vanilla. Damn it, I knew it! Played triple. That'd actually make a lot of sense. Especially since I passed over him for promotion. He's career hungry. And in the Republic, they actually pay their people. I would have hated it, Latario. That's why I refused to join. Several branches actually tried really hard to recruit me for a while there. Oh. Got it. So that's an Imperial base, which I could go through to get to the other side here. We're gonna not do that. Anyways. But yeah, no, I would not do well within the military. Because the military isn't... what it should be is how I'm going to phrase that. I actually believe very legitimately and strongly in what I call the military ideal. See my Babylon 5 ruminations for a discussion on that. But real-life militaries tend to not live up to that ideal. There is no flight in Tor that I am aware of. There might be some in the later zones. Ironically, even if I wanted to join the military, they wouldn't have let me because I have multiple issues, including that one, Warp Core. Also, I don't take orders particularly well. Let me walk that back. I only take orders well from someone I respect enough to take orders from, which is an extraordinarily small list of people. So if Alex starts giving me orders, I'm just going to look at him like... And then I'll kill him. He was a traitor! You don't understand! He was a traitor! I have evidence right here that Storyteller Wes was actually a traitor to the Republic. Is that another Imperial base? Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Mind me, giant cannons of death. Just walking by. This is... It's okay for an extra $5. No, please don't donate. I'm joking. But yeah, they would probably look at me and be like, ah, no. You're not even fit for the engineering corps. And kick me out. A lot of my biological family was really upset I didn't join up, though. There was a big push for that when I was in high school. I actually got disowned by one of my grandfathers. Excuse me, great-grandfathers.
Stand by.
Okay, well, I gotta actually pay attention here. So let's see how this works out. See, the really funny thing is I can do discipline just fine. I am extraordinarily self-disciplined, and anybody who knows me knows that. But I really just, I'm not a following orders kind of person. Now, I'd make a joke about, you know, I'm a give orders kind of person, but no, I really do not follow orders well. I never have. That's been true my whole life. I cannot tell you how many times I would look at a boss would tell me, hey, you should do such and such. And I would be like, no. And then I would, you know, give reason why, and sometimes that would work out, and sometimes it wouldn't. I mean, it's okay. I'm not bad about the guy disowning me. He's dead now, so it's whatever. Hell, he died years ago. He died in, like, 2004 or something. Jeez. I mean, legally, not much, Mike Namato, other than the fact that obviously I was pulled out of the will. In reality land, it meant that he would never acknowledge me as his great-grandson again. Would never talk to me or interact with me or try to reach out to me or anything like that. I was just a non-person, another random NPC to him. Listen, if Morgana would let me stay up late, God, I'm an adult now. Off? Actually, yes. Sorry, someone asked a lore question. Hang on. Hang on. Where are we at? Walker asked a question. I need to answer Walker's question. Hang on a second. So Walker are you there, Walker? Or did I lose you? Did I miss you? I've got the question queue up on the second monitor and I was being stupid. Okay, now that we're here, I'll get rid of my actual XO and bring in useless.
Good luck.
There we go. Come on out, useless.
Locked and loaded. On your feet. Barracks. Hal. You two still breathing?
More or less. Didn't expect to see you here, sir.
Nor I. Care to tell me what you two are doing here?
What are you doing here?
My job. Don't you get it? This operation was never about rescuing POWs. We've been after one thing, Dusk 9.
Impossible. That place is just a myth.
Is it? We'll never know now, thanks to you two.
If that's true, then you lied to the Deadeyes about their mission's real objective.
Of course. We could hardly expect a bunch of grunts to keep their mouths shut. Next to the Emperor's location, Dusk 9 is the Empire's best-kept secret. Hundreds of Black Ops projects are born there.
It's also a prison, according to the rumors. The things that supposedly go on there, too horrible to be real.
We're more interested in the intel hoarded there. We seeded thousands of bugged soldiers into the Imperial penal system, hoping for a bite.
You know, first of all, Deadeyes aren't grunts, and second of all, neither are we. If you'd let us in on this from the beginning, we could have actually done something, because cross-branch cooperation is a real fricking thing, you moron.
Why so many soldiers?
To improve our odds, naturally. The more soldiers we seed, the better our chances of someone winding up at Dusk 9. We were using the wrong bait. The brass at Dusk 9 weren't interested in common soldiers. But how could they resist an SIS agent? So, I bugged myself, staged a bogus rescue operation, and let myself be captured. I was awaiting transfer when you two geniuses showed up.
You can still go on with your mission.
You don't think the Imperials will be just a teensy bit suspicious that you rescued the Deadeyes yet conveniently left me behind? Now, I have no choice but to abort my mission and try again somewhere else.
Sir, we can deal with Zane later. Let's just find the rest of the squad and get out of here.
Jorgen, sir, they're dead. The cold, they didn't make it.
What? Trace? Copland? They're gone? But I thought... Zane.
Now you've done it.
What? It's not my fault they weren't properly insulated.
Whoa!
You promised them a rescue that never came, and now they're dead for it.
How many other soldiers have died for you? Huh? 100? 1,000?
You can't kill me, Jorgen. Too many witnesses.
As far as we're concerned, sir, the Imperials killed him.
Wait, you can't just... Major, do something!
It's all yours, Jorgen.
No!
That's for Copland and Trace. Good men. Brave men.
You sure you two won't tell anyone about this?
Absolutely, sir.
Let's get you two back to your squad. They'll want to know you're okay. I'll call for an evac.
That's suddenly awesome.
Mission accomplished.
What the hell? Just out of nowhere. Just suddenly a cool moment. And by the way, someone said this in chat. That would have been a much better thread for at least one of the acts, rather than getting the A-team together, or getting the A-team together. Maybe how about a thing where the grunts are kind of running up against, like make our enemy the frickin' SIS. Make Zane the actual villain of an entire arc. And how he's just kind of throwing our lives away, right? Spending troops in order to accomplish his objectives. And that just kind of writes itself, doesn't it? Because then we could kind of go towards actually saying, okay, no, greater good. We'll do our orders. Ours not to reason why. Ours but to do or die. Or kind of going a little bit more, no, we are worth something. We should, we should be more than this. We shouldn't be thrown away into the wood chipper, etc., right? Whoosh. There you go. Boom. Done.
Who knows how many more soldiers Zane would have sent to their deaths. You ended all that.
Honestly, I'd rather not talk about it right now, sir. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah, exactly, Trihexia. And yeah, no kidding, Storyteller West. Just, I don't even know what they were thinking here. Okay, so hang on, I need to invite Nixio. Is you? There we go. And now back to the ship. So, I mean, I hate to ask this, but I would like to argue a negative to story for Jorgen's quest arc. Thoughts?
Sir, about what happened earlier. Zane got what was coming to him, but I shouldn't have been the one pulling the trigger. Killing an unarmed man, a Republic agent no less. That goes against everything I've been raised to do. Everything I've been trained to do.
You did what had to be done.
If killing Zane saves even a few Republic soldiers, I'll accept that burden. And that doesn't make it right. Honestly, it's not even Zane's death that's bothering me. It's everything. The Deadeyes, the operation, and the Republic's part in all this. You heard Zane. Thousands of soldiers, all being fed to the Empire to find a place that may not even exist. It isn't right.
The Republic sees us as expendable.
We're stats to the brass. Numbers to throw at the Empire for the Republic's convenience. I'd have been proud to die for the Republic before, but after this...
The actions of one man don't reflect the actions of the Republic as a whole.
Zane may have just been one man, but there are plenty of others like him calling the shots for us. Won't ever trust command again, but I'll keep fighting. Because the Republic is more than the bureaucrats running it. It's the billions of people who can't fend for themselves, who are counting on us to defend them. I'll fight for them. And for you, sir.
For the record, yes, I absolutely gave that portion a plus, because it deserves it. Even ignoring the fact that was an amusing scene, the fact of the matter is that was actually some good idea, some good potential. A good moment, if you will. And the idea of Jorgen facing the concept of what happened with Havoc Squad is a good idea, plus to story, that they never do anything with and comes out of nowhere and is completely unearned. Negative to story. That is a damn shame. Let's do Corellia. Let's finish up Trooper today. Let's just, you know. Tired of Trooper.
Major, good. Now that you've arrived, we can begin operations in earnest. Imperial forces, including General Racton, have invaded Corellia in full force. Local resistance fighters have barely held them back from total victory. Corellia is the tipping point for the entire war. If the Imperials win here, they could reverse all our hard-fought advances.
Corellia won't fall to the Empire on my watch.
Your target is the Bastion, one of the main centers for logistics and strategic planning in the entire Republic. Racton seized the Bastion during the invasion. He's clearly hoping to use the information inside to plan his next campaign against us. It's your job to stop him.
Just tell me where to begin, General.
The Bastion is one of the most heavily secured fortresses in the galaxy. Your team will need a lot of support to take it. To get the necessary manpower into the field, we're working with a local resistance leader, a Corellian security officer named Locke.
Local intel can make a big difference.
Before he entered Coruscant, Locke served in special forces under my command. He's a dependable soldier, and he knows Corellia very well. We'll discuss the details once you arrive. We've set up our command center in a former cantina, the Gilded Descent.
I'll move out right away, General.
Watch for targets of opportunity, Major. Imperial commando teams are all over the area. See you soon. Garza out.
No, I tend to agree, Tohobath. I mean, many people have said this game should have been a single-player game, which I agree with one caveat. This game has always been very co-op friendly, so if this was a single-player game, it should be Neverwinter Nights, not Dragon Age Origins, if you follow me. Alright, let's burn this place to the ground. Just not screwing around anymore. Hang on, let's get our go face going here. We're gonna get Mega Man music and everything. We're gonna really go for this. It's Mega Man 11. There it is. Let's do this. Let me be very, very clear. This game apparently stops being co-op friendly recently. Yeah, let's speedrun the planet. Let's frickety go. Let's just frickety go. Co-op, I've said this so many times, co-op can elevate a bad game to a decent game, but it can make a great game fantastic. Reminding me? No. Go away.
Let's proceed.
Thank you. And I absolutely think part of the reason I haven't enjoyed this game as many times as I've played it, which is quite a few, is because I have played it so many times with friends. Oh, I can out here. Hi everyone, let's burn it! Burn, burn, burn to the ground. Look at that map, by the way. Remember I mentioned the blue problem? Corellia probably should get a negative just for its map, just like Belsavis did. Oh yeah, speaking of which. Yep. Correct, Ross. At least for Trooper. This map is so bad. It really is. Yeah, then there's the tunnels. And then there's the fact, so there's the way that these blocks connect with each other is usually through little hallways. Some of those are traversable. Some of them are not. Not all of them lead to all locations. Yes, you can, Mike Kamano. Now, you can't go back and redo the quests. There's no New Game Plus here. Yeah, you like this map, Mr. Ed? You like this thing? Jesus Christ, this is terrible.
I'm not saying we're not on board, lady. I'm saying you're not the boss of me. Wouldn't kill you to show some respect.
This is war. If you can't join ranks and follow orders, then you're a liability.
Everybody just take it easy, all right? We're all on the same side. Now, General, it looks like your best and brightest is here. Why don't we get started?
You're the Corellian security officer, right?
It's Core-Sec around here, so yeah, that's me. It's a pleasure.
Locke's associate is Captain Ferris, a contract pilot. She's leading a group of private ship owners who have volunteered to help our cause. As I've explained, breaching the Bastion will require substantial manpower. Captain Ferris and her associates will be responsible for bringing that manpower to Corellia, unnoticed.
If you can get our people here without the imps noticing, we'll be in good shape.
It's what we do best. Just have to clear up one tiny detail, and we'll be ready to jet.
The landing bays where the volunteer ships are docked have been captured by the Imperial forces. We need Havoc Squad to clear them out, fast. Understood?
The ships will be freed up in no time.
Music to my ears.
There's your coordinates, Major. I look forward to seeing Havoc at work.
Good luck, Major. Dismissed.
And back out. Whoops. There we go. Where am I? Where am I? Okay, this way. Get turned around, that's where I am. Well, listen, lip flaps are just, they're poetry in motion, really. Tor, honestly, has always been pretty co-op friendly. There's a couple of exceptions to that. Really. Like, for example, let me use Agent as an example. So, let's say I have a quest. Woo! And I go do the quest, and then I go to my ship, And then I have a cutscene, which is actually extremely relevant and plot significant. In order to... So hang on, let me walk that back. So let's say Agent just came back from, I'm going to make up a planet, Bobville. As soon as they return from Bobville, they, as soon as they get back on the ship, they have a cutscene. Then they have to go to a unique location, and then like they get back from the unique location, they have another cutscene. So to share that, player-wise, first of all, you group up on the Bobville, no issues. Everything shares, everyone shares the cutscenes, we're cool. Then, what has to happen is the agent has to wait in the ship zone, not on the ship, but in the ship landing area, for the other player to join in. Then they can go on the ship together. Then you might see the cutscene, but you might also not, depending. Then you have to follow with them as they get piggybacked to the unique location, pop out, do the thing, and then get back on the ship, where once again, you may or may not see the cutscene. Now, in some extreme cases, you can't see those cutscenes, period, because of the way that you're bounced around in events. That being said, most of those are exceptions, not rules. The overwhelming majority of the content is quite story co-op friendly. Now, I am told that gets worse in the expansions, which is a damn shame, because I legitimately believe that the co-op friendliness of this game is one of its best features on the gameplay axis. So we're going to have to kind of judge that as we go. Burn, burn, burn to the ground. Hey, Valerian. Wow, I almost died to a frickin' SIG. Oh, that's why. We're not over-leveled anymore. We've officially been caught up to... Which, yeah. That's about right. You might actually die a few times. I can't wait. Yeah, we still got it up. Okay. If you remember, we had this problem in the last 2 times we streamed this too. Once you get to Corellia, the difficulty curve goes wonky. I mean, to be clear, the whole difficulty curve in this game is wonky, but Corellia is when you really start to feel it. If you remember, the first time we streamed this game, we had to pause the stream temporarily because no one was available to help me do some quests, and I was physically incapable of doing them by myself. It just wasn't possible. Hey, let's go through some easier stuff. Oh god, Oculus. It was so bad. That's why I wanted to get Trooper over with first. After this, I will never have to play Trooper again. And after Smuggler, I will never have to play Republic again. That is to say, the planetary and all that side stuff. I am looking forward to it. No, that was the time we did Trooper and then Jedi Knight, and we actually quit Jedi Knight halfway through. Because it was just so bad, I couldn't deal with it. And we weren't reviewing it, we were just streaming it, so it was just kind of a bonus thing. Game. Hi. Yeah, it was a very loose lore run. Quote, unquote. Not the worst lore run I've ever done. By the way, if you think this is I'm being unfair here, remember that I am currently in a tank spec. Hitting live buttons, although not as much as I probably could be. I mean, I've got healers, so I'm okay, but just think about the damage output this would be if you were just doing this by yourself. That's an interesting question, Mike Lamano. So, the game is worse, but the experience is better. But I blame that on you.
Havoc Squad to General Garza. Objective complete. The hangars are clear.
Good work. We'll get Captain Ferris and her associates on the move right away.
General, hey, you've got the Major on the line. Good. We've got a serious problem. Imperial troops are firebombing the residential districts. The people still hiding there won't have a chance. You've got to move fast, Major. Take the Imperials out before it's too late.
I'll move out right away.
Not so fast. We need to consider the overall operation before we act. While the Imperials are wasting time with the residential area, Havoc can slip behind them and eliminate the men guarding their dropships. Once the dropships are secured, Captain Ferris's associates can hijack them and bring in more troops for our assault on the Bastion.
I'm sorry, did I hear that correctly? Let's just let them mess up the residential area?
Are you ordering me to clear out the dropships, General?
Your call, Major. But if we allow ourselves to be distracted by every small-scale raid, we'll never reach Racton.
But those are families' homes. There's no telling how many people are still hiding out in there. Look how long it's taken Coruscant to recover. We can't let that happen again. Not here.
Fires aren't my problem.
If I can help these people, I have to try.
Thank you, Major. Corellia really needs people like you.
Return to base when you're finished. Garza out.
Well, let's go disarm some bombs in a frickin' residential area. At least the game lets me actually go do that this time, you know? Instead of being like, well, I don't know. Yeah, no, you're right, Zactaf. Good night, Oculus. Enjoy the sleeps. Or else. Where do I go? Yep. Such a worthless frickin' map. I'm gonna laugh if I get lost again in Corellia. And on Belsavis, because that's probably gonna happen too. Let me reiterate again that I appreciate y'all's help on this, because I'm not sure this would actually be possible solo. And that's because the last time I tried it solo, it wasn't. So thank you. She didn't actually order us to do anything here. But Garza's given us several illegal orders so far, so yes, absolutely. I guess I'll let you screw onto the cutscenes. Sigh. I better expect you falling dead in the next cutscene, though, Giga. I think it's good. That's true, I should kill her for being a traitor. Oh, man. Hi, Dr. Winter. So let me reiterate what I meant about possible. Because I shouldn't use the word possible, because a lot of things are possible. An elephant can hang over a cliff by its tail. That's possible. But in the realm of feasible, it's super not feasible. But again, I'm getting a little off topic here. What would be required if I was doing this solo is I would have to, first of all, go grind, get to the point where I'm at the max level that it acknowledges for this area. So that's the first thing I'd have to do. The second thing I'd have to do is I'd have to go grind in order to get the money and or currencies necessary to get the gear in order to be able to really push up my item level. The third thing I'd have to do is go grind in order to try and make sure that my companion had as much stats as possible in order to maximize our output capacity. And then, at that point, it would probably be a lot more possible. None of that's happening. I remember doing that back in the day. Trust me. Just, ugh. That's an interesting question, Dr. Winter. So, the reason I say that's an interesting question is normally, you know, doing the quests in order to progress isn't something that would be considered unacceptable. But in this exact case, no, Giga Pudding! Oh, I'll save you. I'll save you! Alright, here's some coffee injected directly into your veins. There we go. You'll be alright. I mean, I don't know what you want from me, Mike Kamano. I'm still giving the game negatives.
Major, Captain Ferris reports that she and her fellow pilots successfully navigated the Imperial blockade. They'll rendezvous with our forces shortly.
I'm getting a dozen holocalls a minute from our people in the residential district. Havoc Squad's got a few hundred new fans on Corellia.
You need to get those people somewhere secure.
We're already on it. The imps won't get a second shot at any of them.
General Racton means to assault the Republic and resistance positions in this sector. He's deployed a massive infantry force.
The main part of Racton's force is going to move through a factory in Labor Valley. A great place for an ambush.
I'll make the imps wish they'd never left home.
We've got 3 resistance cells hiding out in Labor Valley, all ready and willing to help out. Their coordinates are right here.
Meet with each cell and tell them that the operation is beginning, then rendezvous with them all on the factory floor. Understood?
I'll make it happen, General.
When you meet with each cell, tell them Blazing Spear is go. They'll know what to do.
What if I say Blazing Spear is a go? Will they understand that? Is that a no? She does sound a lot like Janeway, but I've looked it up, and that is not Kate Mulgrew. That's just... It's alright. They're friendly, Zektet. Whoop. I should probably go to the actual exit. So. I was gonna say something and now it's gone. Questions, maybe? No, nothing. Just talking about how this sucks and everything's terrible. Oops. Where is it? There it is. I like how it's correct on the map and not the mini-map. That's the best part. Corellia music, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, questions. Do I believe there's civilizations in the universe more advanced than us? No. Am I doing rumination on comedy? Already answered that one. Are there good stories in Corellia? Already answered that one. Not this one. You liking how this is just another boring military story, by the way? You can write other things. You can write a good military story. That's a thing that can happen. You did it briefly, for like 10 seconds. So Alex asks, wasn't Hoth supposed to be a barren, undeveloped world, and that is why the rebels were there? Yes, the main reason why... I know, right, Pancakes? If you notice me doing this periodically, it's to verify, because this place sucks. Anyways, so yes, that was the whole point, is that Hoth was this terrible, awful, random place that nobody gave a damn about, and nobody in their right mind would ever settle there, because it is that hostile and that irrelevant. Then, obviously...
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
Turn into a tram. There we go. Yeah! And so it's this terrible, terrible place. The end. However, then I started coughing. However, Star Wars has this really unfortunate tendency to really go back to the well constantly. And I do mean constantly. So, we go to Hoth because it's in Star Wars, and we go to Tatooine because it's in Star Wars. That's it. That is the reason. If you want an in-universe reason, it doesn't exist. Alright, so. Was Geonosius an Egyptian theme? I don't actually know. Other than the Queen being horrifically evil. What do you think about Adronicus Ravel? We'll get there when we get there. Was Tor always good for co-op? Already answered that. Clones are cool. Clones are cool. Right. Whether or not grinding... Okay, so here's the deal. This is an MMO. And there's a concept in an MMO called an alt. Alt stands for alternate character. It is another character you play, and it can vary a little bit on what exactly that means based on the MMO. But you get the general idea. Now... in most cases, you have to go level an alt through all the same old boring crap that you've already done in order to level them. At least that was the old design. MMOs have moved past that nowadays and have implemented systems and mechanics, bit by bit, several of them. Hang on a second. Yep, I'm going the right way. In order to try and make leveling alts quicker, faster, or otherwise more pleasant. Now, that's point number one, and I want you to keep that in mind. Tor is very alt... Jesus. Nope, they gotta die, they gotta die. They're dazed. Tor is very pro-alt. Obviously, it has 8 classes which have their own class stories, right? I could keep going, but I don't need to because it's extremely pro-alt. I think I need to go north on this one, if memory is serving me correctly. Find out if I'm right. Corellia. So they really want you to level alts, is my point. Now, we know this because they actually went out of their way to make it so that each class story gives you tons and tons of experience, so hypothetically you should be able to do essentially just the class stories and level, and that's kind of what we've been doing. Other than a few tidbits very early on, we have mostly been doing the class stories, and we are level 49, which should be a good level for where we are. It isn't because of difficulty curve design. Hang on. This doesn't feel right. That's a wall. But, at the very least, the level is about the number that it should be, right? So then, let us assume that the game is the way it used to be, where every character would have to do the planetary primary each time in order to be able to level, in order to get to the level that you need to be. Well, that would suck, but it would only suck a little bit. That is effectively the problem that old MMOs had, having to do all the content, well, most of the content in order to progress. Now, of course, at launch, you had to do all the planetary quests, period, aka the secondary quests, not just the planetary primaries, but you get my overall point. So, if that system still existed, and you still had to do the planetary primaries and your class quests to progress, I would say that's not a good thing, and that probably would be single negative territory. But if you had to do everything like you did back in the day, that would absolutely be negative, because that is, at that point, grinding. Straight up. And you might be thinking, but don't you like doing quests? Isn't that meat content? Yes, but the moment you make it mandatory in order to be able to progress is the moment that delves into grind territory. Let me use a WoW parallel. Right now in World of Warcraft, you could say, you know what? I really like that zone, and that zone, and that zone. I'm going to level in those ones. Boop, boop, boop. And then you do, and then you can. Cool. Let us further assume for a moment that you can't do that, like you used to not be able to. You had to do all the zones in order to level. That sucked. Even if they're requests I like, the fact that they're essentially not just removing player choice from the matter, but mandating everything, good and bad, is in many parts the problem. Anyways.
Blazing Spears, go. Move out.
Yeah, let's go, boys. We're gonna give the imps a taste of Corellian hospitality.
Now, that being said, I do think the leveling curve is in a decent place, and I'm not going to ding it as is. I'm not. The only thing I could ding here as of right now would be the thing I already have, the limitations if you're not a subscriber. Because if we weren't a subscriber, we absolutely would be underleveled. And I'm not going to ding the fact that, or, excuse me, I have already dinged the fact that you have to, that the difficulty curve is wrong, put simply. That Corellia and Belsavis, and honestly Voss, are overtuned to hell and back. Swarming with elites, all of which can dismount you, and all of which have stuns and way too much health and are just irritating to fight.
Get your people ready. Blazing Spears, go.
Very good. Very good. We'll meet you at the factory ready for a fight.
I don't know if that even remotely answers your question at this point, Dr. Winter. So I hope that does something for you. Dang it, I keep forgetting to answer Walker's question while he's here. This is literally just the dumbest quest. What? Oh, wow. Look at this. Roam around Corellia, which I think we've made plenty of points about already. Just walking in and saying, hey, go. Okay. I'm sorry, I know I'm sounding negative, but in my defense, it's because I'm playing Trooper on Corellia. I'd be positive if the game was good. Not only do I not have to prove that, because I've done that 1,000,000 times before, but I did it about an hour ago. On Trooper! Malvatrix made a random comment which actually stuck with me. She said that I'm going to enjoy giving all sorts of negatives to something. I forget what it is. And the harsh truth is, I really don't enjoy giving negatives, you know? I've talked about this before, it's never the goal. It's never like I sit out being like, and I will give it all the negatives. You know, that's not how that works. I would love it if, you know, games didn't get as many negatives as they did.
It's time. Blazing Spears, go.
At least we got awesome Mega Man music.
Let's go, everyone.
I think we can all agree with that. And I get to talk with you all, and you all are awesome too. So we got Mega Man, and we got you all. Everything's cool. Alright, now to kill that obvious Imperial spy. We will be doing Smuggler next. This quest is just, oh my god, and now it wants me to go up there? Really? Okay, hold up. Do I have that warp point? I do. Okay, thank god. Warp back to Republic base. Jesus Christ. What would I do with Jill Valentine post her last timeline appearance, which was Resident Evil 5, which I haven't played. I don't know. Nope, I do not mean Hunter. I mean Smuggler. We'll be playing Male Smuggler. We've already made him. I hope you look forward to seeing him. I'm looking forward to seeing him. We're going to go with no helmet to make sure that everyone can appreciate him. We will be doing the post-50 stuff with our Sith Warrior, our real Sith Warrior, not the one we're going to be doing for the stream, and our Consular. They're the two on the thumbnail, if you're paying attention. Okay, didn't daze, so we don't have to kill. Oh, I don't know, Zach Taft. I don't have any story ideas, especially for a character I barely know. I suppose it would depend on where I would take the rest of the Resident Evil stories in general. Maybe something really, really down to earth. Like I've got it, a mansion! No, Although, actually, something as small scale as, like, a house might not be a terrible idea. Especially if the house starts kind of folding in on itself or something. Very Cthulhu-esque. Delicious cheese graters. Up! Okay, we'll stop the boss music for a second. We need to have epic music.
Everybody's here. Let's get this party started.
We brought plenty of explosives and plenty of shooters. We're ready.
Who knows this factory best?
Hendrik and I were both employed here before the invasion began.
Yeah, I've been thinking. We could rig a lot of this equipment to blow. You know, really tear the imps to shreds.
What? Stop and think, Hendrik. If we destroy this place, where will we work when the Imperials are gone?
We're here to wipe these imps out. And rigging the equipment to blow in their faces is the best way to do it.
Corellia will need to rebuild. You'll need this place intact.
I'm glad you agree.
You know what? I'm gonna switch
Let's get
songs.
everyone into position. Hendrik, Shero, all set.
We're ready. Do you have any final orders, Major?
We're not here to prove anything. To stay alive and make sure the imps don't.
That sounds like as good a plan as any.
Let's make them pay.
Alright, let's do it. It fits weirdly well, doesn't it? Okay, here they go, here they go, here they go. They're gonna walk into the ambush. Let me get out that pistol that I never use. And now, combat music!
Engaging hostile.
Oh no, it's a Sith! What do we do? Oh god, it's choking me. He's choking me. Okay, we did it, we did it. Woo! That was rough. I didn't think we were gonna make that. We did it!
We took them down, every last one of them.
You see? We did it. And we kept the factory standing. I told you it could be done.
Yeah, whatever. That was one for the holovids, boys. Really incredible.
It isn't easy to pull off an ambush like that. You did well.
You hear that? Even a major in Special Forces is impressed.
We were very fortunate to have you lead us, Major.
We better get going, boys. Gotta clean this place up and clear out before more imps show up. Thanks again, soldier.
Sure. Although I don't think that qualified as Spec Ops. Hang on, I've been asked to check this Poiple. It's, nothing. It's someone else's casino chip.
Havoc Squad calling General Garza. Objective complete. The ambush was a success.
Oh, it's General Garza.
Excellent news, Major. Rakton will think twice about sending reinforcements that way again. Locke and I have relocated to a Republic safe house in Axial Park. Report here immediately for new orders. Our forces will be arriving soon, and we need to clear them a safe landing zone.
I'm on my way, General.
Very good. Garza out.
Okay. No. Not that one. This one. So, who likes the bullet train?
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
Yeah, how do you get the ranker these days? Oh, it's just a market thing nowadays? Psh, whatever. Let's see. Mounts. Hey, you can get a mount pack. Mount loot boxes. That's what I need in my life. There it is. Oh, yeah. Check it out. Beautiful. That's got her. Speed run, go. Yeah, imagine a train that shows up and then turns into like a space shuttle or something. That would be cool. And I had that one, actually. It's one of the very few ones I owned. I didn't have a lot of toys growing up. Not that I'm complaining, I just, you know, I would usually spend either my money or my, you know, family's money on video games rather than toys. So I had Devastator, the whole set. I had Astro Train, or whatever his name was. And the fire truck dude, I can't remember the name of right now. And the Stegosaurus Dinobot, and that was it. I say it. That was all I garnered over, I don't know, 20 years or whatever.
Major, good. Let's get straight to it. Captain Ferris is returning with our forces, and we need to clear them a place to land.
The best bet here in Axial Park is the Corellian Museum of Starships. They have a big open-air landing pad that our people can slip right onto.
Unfortunately, that landing pad is occupied by a famous Corellian warship, the Lucky Lancer. We need you to deal with it.
How exactly do you want me to deal with it, General?
I'd prefer you simply destroy it, but Locke seems to feel it's very valuable.
The Lucky Lancer is the most famous Corellian ship in the galaxy. We can't just blow it up to clear a parking spot. Look, I've got volunteers ready and willing to fly the Lancer out and hide it someplace safe. All you have to do is escort them to the museum.
Escort missions are risky and time-consuming. Destroying the ship is a far better option.
We need to keep the people's spirits up. Destroying their history won't do that.
If you feel you can save the ship and still serve our objectives, so be it. But keep it quick.
Thanks, Major. Everyone on Corellia is going to be singing your praises for saving that ship. Okay, people. The Major will escort you to the museum. Keep your heads down, follow orders, and get the Lancer out of there.
Yes, sir.
Come back and stay out of sight. Will you clear a path? Okay. Let's kill everything, is what I just heard. Hey, ding, 50. That used to mean something. I don't think it means anything anymore. Like, I literally don't think I got an ability at 50. Which is vaguely sad. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, Garza's just... Why are you here? I get something at 51. That's funny. I really didn't. I got a bunch of stuff at 47. And yeah, that's kind of it. This is perfect Corellia music. Okay, so I don't mean to sound unkind because I'm already in a bad mood, admittedly. So I want some opinions on this. One of the things that Tor does pretty well is what I call brickwork. general visual design to increase the overall enjoyment of going through a zone, with only a few exceptions. Corellia doesn't have good brickwork, in my opinion. It never has. It should, but it doesn't. And I've been debating that for a while, and especially today. And I think the biggest reason I have for the why is it's just drab. Like, I get it, it's a war-torn zone, but I honestly think Ord Mantell did a better job of war-torn zone than this does. It isn't helped by the fact that it's just these, like, we're effectively going down highways and streets as we're moving around, and I don't know. It's just boring, I think is the word I want to use. I don't think I'm going to give it a negative, I agree, but I think I will not give it a positive, which is, you know, what I'm asking people's opinions on. Yeah, it looks empty, even though even a casual glance will tell you it's actually not empty at all. There's tons of crap here. It's just... Let me double check my notes here. Did I already give negatives for Corellia? Yes, I did. So we don't have ability bloat. I can get rid of that. Whoop. Oh no, I gave Corellia 5 negatives. Yes, really. That's a good way to put that, Mr. Red. I agree. Corellia doesn't use its space well. There's tightly clustered stuff in little spots like that, and then there's huge swaths of empty. Like, literally, look. There's that little spot, like, right over here, with 2 speeders, 2 light posts, a bunch of benches, and several mobs, and trees, and then you look over here, and there's just this big empty swath of road, with 1 generator over there. And yeah, it also feels extremely copy-pasted. There's a lot of, oh, we just need to get this planet built kind of going on here. Yeah, if they literally just physically shrunk the whole zone by half, that would honestly improve it. Ow. I agree with the not negative, but I also agree with the not positive. Even the sound design isn't great. Like, if I just pause the music for a second, just listen to the ambience of this place. Okay, I'll turn it back on when we get out there. Uh-oh.
There she is. Thanks for the cover, Major. We'll handle things from here.
Have a safe flight.
I don't know about safe, but we'll be careful. Now, let's see what this baby can do.
Coruscant, Latario. Easy answer. Wouldn't want to live there. Alderaan got 2 aesthetic positives. Brickwork, as I like to say. Alderaan is gorgeous and very well designed visually. In total contrast to this.
Havoc Squad calling General Garza. Operation complete. Lucky Lancer has cleared the landing area.
I'm glad to hear it, Major. You've done a great thing today. You've saved something that could never be replaced. I can see that you're not just in it to win. You're in it to win the right way.
Yeah, I'm right. Unlike Garza over there.
I'm just glad I could help.
So am I. Believe me. Now that you're getting your back up, I'd say my part is done. Been a pleasure working with you, Major. Racton doesn't have a chance.
It's been a pleasure working with you, too.
See you around.
I'm relocating to a Republic safe house in the Draw Library for the final phase of our plan, Major. Before you report here, sweep the area around the museum for any Imperial sensor emplacements. We can't afford to have our plans discovered now. Garza out.
This one. Oh, I need to. Okay. Anyways, is pod racing going to be in the Star Wars rewrite? I mean, I don't see why not. That being said, we might make it, you know, actually pod racing instead of Formula 1 racing. Like, to explain what I mean by that a little bit, there are real-life humans who could do pod racing without much issue. Like, have you ever actually looked into Formula 1? I know I'm actually a fan of Formula 1, but I use that as a specific specific scenario, because that is something that requires an insane amount of precision, and attention-paying, and reflexes, and lots of people do it regularly. The alternative, of course, is we could just make it not that horrific, and then completely detach it from Anakin's story arc entirely. Both of those are options. We got a lot of options there. Should be one like right over... Yep, there it is. Yep. So, the graphics on them just don't work right, the animations. That's a very common thing. That's just how it is. How do I feel about the Jake Lloyd situation? I feel extremely bad for a person who does not deserve the toxicity that he's had to deal with. That's the simplest way to phrase that.
Everywhere I look.
And yeah, real-life fighter pilots is another good example of that.
Vehicle pads are currently open for business.
No, that's sort of my point, Storyteller West. If I wasn't clear, I think the hate he got is extremely...
For the safety of your girl, please evacuate Axial Park.
Completely unacceptable. Well, you see, Malachor. That also has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but that is rather amusing. Also extremely unacceptable in the way they presented it, but that's probably a limitation of the tech at the time. And I quote, before the race even started, "I'm the only human who could do it. You must have Jedi reflexes." The problem with the pod race is Lucas needed... I actually feel bad for Lucas in the script of Episode 1. Because Episode 1's script sucks, top to bottom, but a lot of it is actually very understandable. So a lot of writing boils down to puzzle. You want to accomplish A, B, and C, so how do you do that? That's the puzzle, right? I've actually done a lot of research on George Lucas's writing, specifically of Episode 1, and he ran into that problem constantly. Okay, I need this to happen. Well, how do I make that happen? Well, I need this to happen. How do I make this happen? And, for example, he needed there to be some significant reason why Qui-Gon Jinn would give a damn about this random kid. He had to invent some kind of reason to demonstrate that he was Jedi potential, that he had a large amount of midichlorians or whatever, right? So he invented two things to make that happen. The pod race, which is, you know, oh my gosh, no human could ever do that, which is nonsense on every level. And midichlorians, which we've already talked about many times. So, both things were there to accomplish an objective, which honestly I feel was a mistake to begin with. Again, I feel really bad for Lucas, because he was just staring at a whole no-win scenario with that script. He really was. Phantom Menace needed very, very careful and precise writing to be good. And Lucas himself is a terrible writer. He himself has admitted this. So this isn't exactly like just me throwing shade here. We all have our talents, right? Yeah, honestly, I actually agree with what both Breakwin and Blade Travel said. If you really wanted to go with that, first of all, eject the midichlorian thing entirely. Second of all, he races as a kid. Doesn't need to be some super amazing thing. Doesn't need to be like, you know, the Formula 1 on steroids, although that's a cool idea. Just, he races professionally as a 10-year-old or whatever he was. There you go. Boom. Done. I'm getting off topic. Let's finish up Trooper. Let's stop talking about Star Wars.
Major, good work. Captain Ferris's crews have already
I gotta get her music going.
In the 53rd Armored. They're approaching the Bastion now. Our strategy has unfolded perfectly. Now, it's time to put the final phase into motion.
Havoc Squad is ready for action, General.
Before the full assault can begin, your team must complete 2 final objectives. The first is to block General Racton's communications. Once Havoc has placed signal jammers at key locations outside the Bastion walls, we can cut off all comm traffic.
Hopefully this will minimize any surprise Imperial backup.
Hopefully it will prevent Imperial backup entirely. When the jammers are in position, Havoc can proceed to the second objective, breaching the Bastion gate. The gate is effectively impervious to frontal assault, so you'll need to commandeer an Imperial crawler tank and use it to pass through undetected.
Consider it done, General.
Scouts have spotted a crawler operating at these coordinates with a minimal escort. It's your best bet. Once you've ridden the walker through the Bastion gate, you'll secure the gate controls, then contact me via holo to begin the final assault. Is everything clear?
Plant jammers outside the gate, hijack the crawler, secure the gate controls. Clear.
Time is tight. That crawler won't be in the field forever. Set your jammers and get there as quickly as possible. Don't let anything slow you down. Dismissed, and good luck.
I've actually thought about that quite a few times. Obviously, in the rewrite, you know, redesigning the Force is priority 1. Literally the first thing we're going to do. So, that'll be part of the midichlorians discussion. But I'd be okay with leaving midichlorians in as a measuring stick rather than a literal thing. You know. How much force power does he have? 3 inches! Oh my god! He's got 3 whole inches! That's incredible. Not even Yoda has 3 inches. You know, I'm okay with that. But that's something we'll debate when we get there. Yes, this will get me there. Sorry, I had to think about that. I think. What? I mean, I really like the idea of pushing pod racing to be a galactic sport instead of not. I know. In the video games, they make it so that there's several other planets that have pod racing, you know, things. But you get my point. I like the idea of that being a larger scale thing than it is. Because, so in real life, there's loads of different types, styles, and tiers of racing, right? So, pod racing should probably, let's go back to what I was talking about earlier. Pod racing should probably be Formula 1 equivalent, right? Like, that's the high end. That's the thing that is at the top. This is a dead end. Okay. Pause. That's the top end, right? Then, of course, we move up, down from there. We have the various tiers of swoop racing, right? You've got Formula 2, you've got, oh god, of course, I can't think of anything right now. There's a linear path of racing that most actual real-life racers follow up to Formula 1. And it makes perfect sense to me that, especially with swoops being a thing, you could tier your way up to that, right? Hell, I actually really like the idea of there being three-dimensional racing. What I mean by that is fighter racing. You know, in space, through an obstacle course in space, right? Where the hell am I? I love this map. It's so wonderful. Okay, that should get me reconnected. I think it was Malachor, yeah. Yeah, frickin' Voyager did that. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, this should reconnect. God, I hate this zone so much. I think that's actually the first time I got lost. There you go. We got lost once. Hi, Rama. And yeah, plane racing is a thing too, absolutely. I don't know, I know this sounds like a strange thing to harp on, but it's my honest opinion, I guess that's a good enough song, that a lot of fiction doesn't do anything with the entertainment that exists within it. To me, entertainment is not only a critical element of, you know, being a sentient being, but also an excellent insight into a people's culture, and their technology, and their economy. And the fact that most fiction just kind of ejects entertainment entirely kind of irritates me. How many times have you seen a particular fictional setting where the only form of entertainment they have is like a Bloodsport arena, because there's some kind of combat in that setting, and that's it? Or nothing. Just nothing. Now, Star Wars is better than most, because Star Wars actually does have several things. They've got Sabacc, they've got the other one I can't remember the name of. They've got several forms of racing. They have the droid competition stuff. Oh yeah, there's one sport everyone loves. Cough, cough, Harry Potter. Cough, cough. Dejaric, thank you. Or Blitzball, yeah. Blitzball, I'm willing to give a bit of a pass because they actually used its universal popularity as a world-building point, and that was kind of cool. But yeah, Harry Potter and Quidditch was the real example I was going to use there. There's very little reason for Quidditch to be the only thing, you know what I mean? I like football too, but even football fans, excuse me, European football fans, tend to have other things they do other than watch or play football, you know? Yeah, they have animated candy. Wait a minute. Giga? Are you a witch? Be honest with me. No, I have not, Trihexia. And if it's the horror one I'm thinking of, I will not. Because screw that nonsense. I remember that, Malachor, and I agree. It's a cool scene. There's some decent and interesting visuals in Attack of the Clones, in Episode 2. Which is a damn shame, because that movie sucks, but there's some really good cinematography going on, and some visual storytelling going on in the background. How do I get into this tank? Never mind. I have found the way. Oh, I don't remember, Ori. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh no, it's time to fight something all by myself. It's time to die. I'm ready for the death. I'm ready. This is it. Can't even heroic moment because I don't have my ally out. Yeah, one of the age-old questions is, which is worse, Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones? And if I'm being completely honest, well, I think both scripts are absolute garbage. I think Attack of the Clones is a better film. Like, I think it would review better. Especially because there's good elements of it. Like, substantial good elements. Mostly on the cinematography side, but, you know, what remains. Game. Again, some of the stuff we're talking about is a perfect example of that. In fact, there's an interesting idea. I wonder what Attack of the Clones would be like if it was a silent film. That is to say, no dialogue. Yeah, that's ironically one of the other problems with Phantom Menace. So, for those of you not aware, and I don't remember the exact lineup for this, but so I mentioned the puzzle earlier that Lucas was going through to write Phantom Menace. One of the problems he kept running into was the timeline. He had this problem where he had enough story for 2 movies, but he wanted to do a trilogy, and he didn't want to do a big time skip in the middle of his trilogy, or his duology, or whatever. And he needed there to be 3 movies because he already committed to episode 4. So he's like, okay, well, what do I do? The first idea he had, and I wish I remember the specifics, so please forgive me for not remembering, but he had an idea, which was actually a good one, and it basically boiled down to starting the movie at about episode 2, Clone Wars gets started, Anakin and Padme get together, they fight, Palpatine turns him, Anakin falls, end of thing. But if you're paying attention, that's 2 movies. And he kept banging his head against that problem over and over and over again, until finally he just decided to make episode 1 be the filler movie. I should probably mention that he himself admitted it was filler and hated that fact. What are you gonna do?
Have it calling General Garza. Objective complete. The Bastion gate is secure.
Excellent work, Major. Everything we fought so hard to achieve is finally within reach.
It is? What?
Our forces will rendezvous with you inside the Bastion shortly. Once they do, the operation will be in your hands. I cannot lead this final push from the outside, Major. I'm counting on you to assess Racton's defenses and lead our forces to victory.
I won't let you down, General.
Remember, General Racton is one of the greatest enemies the Republic has ever faced. He is a very dangerous man, both mentally and physically.
Sure he
plans
is.
to use the information in the Bastion's databanks to command an unstoppable campaign against us. You must not fail.
General Racton won't defeat me, General.
The finest military units available are under your command now. Your Republic is counting on you to put them to good use. Good luck, Major. Garza out.
I'll help you.
Well, that's good to know. Alright. Sweet, complimentary fleet travel pass. I like the Yoda and I enjoy the Yoda fight. Let me rephrase that slightly. I've seen worse. And I actually like the idea of a Jedi who makes up for their deficiencies by just effectively using the Force to toss themselves around like that. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is what his form does in universe.
Major, all personnel and equipment are up to protocol and ready to begin operations.
Good of you to invite the safecrackers out for the main event this time, Major. This will be the biggest fortress we've busted yet.
What's our
intel on Racton's defenses?
Heavy and on full alert. They're holding position for now, so it's our move. Intel shows 3 routes to the Bastion's main complex. Aerial scans confirm. And Racton has different defenses set up on each route. First approach, we've got walkers and war droids. On the second, a full infantry company. And the last one is all the fun toys. Mines, turrets, you name it.
It's a ruse. Racton wants us to think we can focus our attack on a single route. He folds in his other forces behind us. We need to hit on every front at once, completely overwhelm Racton's defenses.
Sounds like a good plan to me, Major. Let's make it happen.
Megbis Dosak, Meg Sesev Melees Neches Bolt Felis Mermi.
We can mix it up. My boys can handle walkers and war droids. Not easy, but doable. Leave Lesh's walkers to trounce their infantry.
I'll take the walkers.
I'll deal with the enemy armor myself.
You must be crazy. Suit yourself, Major. Route 2 is all infantry, a full company. They're dug in and ready to fight. Since you're handling the big guys, that leaves infantry and armor for this. Who do you want to take on their infantry?
The safecrackers should be more than a match for these imps.
You can count on it, Major. That leaves the walkers for the automated defenses. Sounds like we're all set.
One of General Racton's most celebrated victories involved sending elite commandos behind his attackers via speeder to flank and disorient them. I suggest holding most of Havoc's squad back in case he tries a similar tactic here. All units can then regroup upon breaching the main complex.
Alright, you all know your jobs and you know what's at stake. If we fail here, the entire Republic is on the line. Can it happen?
Sir, no sir.
Sorry.
Move out.
The stakes are so huge. Yeah, my audience just cheered at Yoda bouncing around. Including me. I have no shame of admitting that. The entire Republic rests on this, taking out this general dude. The whole thing. It's just, you don't even know. Yeah, you don't even know. I do think the prequels get too much hate. And I say that despite the fact that I despise the prequels, 1 and 2 at least. And I think they would score extremely negatively if I ever actually reviewed them. Not sure about the originals getting too much love, but I'm also the person who doesn't like A New Hope all that much. So what the hell do I know? Nah, it's fine, Zach Taft. It's fine. Yeah, the dialogue in episode 1 is some of the worst I've ever seen in movies, ever. The story sequencing of episode 1 is also bonkers. And of course, episode 2 has the other terrible dialogue. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure if I do ever actually review the Star Wars films, Empire Strikes Back is probably going to be sit at the top of that list. I don't know that for total certainty, but that would be nice to find that out, I mean. But the answer to your question is no, I've never reviewed a film before. I keep thinking about wanting to do that, but obviously time and availability aren't really a thing, so. I think I was supposed to go that way, wasn't I? Okay. Yep, okay. We're cool, we're cool. Episode 3 is also weird, because Episode 3, and I've talked about this to Uthor before, is very yo-yo in its quality, right? When Episode 3 is good, it is so good. It is so damn good. And then it's bad. And then it's good. And then it's terrible. And then it's great, and it's that's the biggest negative I could give Episode 3 just off the top of my head. I don't know. And a Thrawn kind of challenges that for me, Malachor. Or whatever the second one was. I actually have not, Alex, and no, don't donate for it. Reviewing movies isn't even on the table right now. It's just something I'd like to do before I die. A bucket list item, if you will. I think I'm actually thinking of Vision of the Future. It's the second one, Malachor. Because the first one's okay, but the second one I reread, like, God, I don't know, every year or so. But what I think of episode 3 if it remained consistently good? That's a good question. Are we talking consistently as good as the highs, or just, you know, averagely good? Because those are two questions. Okay, Vision of the Future, then. That's my favorite Star Wars book right there. For real.
Copy, ground team. Enemy infantry advancing around heavy armor. Air support is authorized. Proceed with marking standard 258. Repeat, 258. Designate target zones with flares. Support fire will follow immediately. Striker 1 out.
Why would you put a cooldown on a quest item? Well, if Episode 3 maintained the quality of the highs, it would probably be my second favorite Star Wars film, behind Empire. As is, it's my third favorite film. No, I'm gonna walk that back. It's probably my fourth favorite. Again, I haven't reviewed them, so I'm not actually sure. Episode 6 is my third favorite, probably. Why would you put a cooldown on a quest item? Why would you do this?
Incoming!
Yeah, no, Return of the Jedi has the exact same problem that Episode 3 does. Its lows are bonkers and stupid, and its highs are fantastic and amazing. I stand by my statement that the confrontation between Palpatine, Vader, and Luke is one of the best extended scenes in all of Star Wars. It is nuanced, complex, fantastically written, brilliantly shot. Just, God, it's so good. It is so good. They even cut back and forth to it properly. That's a good question. No, I haven't, Damashi. Thank you for reminding me. Favorite moment from the main Star Wars movies? Yeah, and then there's Ewoks. And a dance number in the special edition. You want to talk about filler? Jeez Louise. Don't aggro me, don't aggro me, don't aggro me. Damn it! Favorite individual moment. So I can't pick the scene I just mentioned, because that's like 15 to 20 minutes of screen time. That's not a moment. Oh, Ian McDiarmid nailed it. I'm actually a big fan of his in general, but he is why Palpatine is Palpatine. I'm just saying. Not the only actor I could point to and say that about Star Wars, too. Well, I do love Eaters of Other Sentients, Alex. Oh my god. I have not, or I'm aware of them, but I have not seen them. Nor the droid films, for that matter. Okay, favorite individual moment in the Star Wars movies.
report. What's the status of our forces?
Havoc Squad is at full operating status. 0 casualties.
Enemy infantry was dug in good, but not good enough. We punched through without too many casualties.
Perel, zeten valami miatvaje, mas mine kes dodik.
We've made a major advance against the Empire's best. You should all be proud. Now you just have to hold this position until we get the man we came for. Stay sharp.
In all likelihood, General Rakton is directing his forces from the command center. It can be found at these coordinates. I'm ready to proceed when you are, Major.
Then let's frickin' go. I think that's an invalid question, Alex, because the very environment changed so much. It's like asking... Oh.
The one worthy opponent in the entire Republic. Ironically, outmaneuvering all of my plans to save the Republic's people. Can you not see your corrupt and weak-minded leaders are dragging you down? Your Republic will fall, by the hands of the Empire or by the weight of its own decadence. The end is inevitable. Why prolong the suffering?
Is this how you greet everyone you meet?
You think this is a joke? The people of the Republic are crushed by bureaucracy, neither encouraged nor allowed to reach their fullest potential. Under Imperial rule, your people will be free to excel, to take charge of their own fates. I will give your people the future they deserve.
The Empire doesn't free people. It conquers them.
It is unfortunate that you will only partake in a civilized way of life when forced. With the intel I've collected here, I can wage a war so destructive that your Republic will fall in a matter of months. So I offer this. Return to your masters. Convince them to surrender unconditionally. Avoid millions of deaths trying to prevent a victory that would free your people.
Here's my counter-offer, Rakton.
So be it.
Jedi. Alright, let's get some boss music. This is gonna be super big boss. Here it is. Definitely the final boss. There's definitely not a fight after this. Okay, he's dead.
So this is how it ends. A lifetime of service to the greatest cause in galactic history. What happens now? A simple execution? Or will the last civilized man be paraded through the streets of Coruscant as a trophy for your ignorant masses?
General Rakton, consider yourself a prisoner of the Galactic Republic.
Let your primitive mockery of justice begin.
Major, we've got serious heat incoming. The scanners are lit up like a... Whoa! Is that him?
Yeah.
The Empire's greatest general. We've beaten him.
The Empire will still succeed in the end.
The Imps must have finally realized Rakton was off comms. They're sending a huge force our way. Too many for us to handle. I think it's time to pull out, sir. The safecrackers can get Rakton out for you.
Yep. Greatest general ever. I could kill him a second time. Which I'm gonna do.
Hurry. No time for excess weight.
I guess that answers that question. We better get to our evac points. It's been an honor, Major. Take care.
Yeah, Darth Mara's like, who? I think so, Latario. I'm not positive, though. And yeah, so what Valerian says is correct, whoever asked about the AU hatred thing. There's a bit of inflation adjustment that needs to be said because social media and media presence in general and internet and interconnectivity is just on a different level than it used to be. What's the dumbest choice, Omega Co? I don't even remember. Or unless it's leaving him alive, in which case. Oh, right, right. We'll trade this extremely evil general, which we just spent tons of lives and time to get, for some cities. I remember that. God, that's dumb. All right. Let's wrap this up. Oh my god. My final rating for Trooper is an FU out of 10. Oh my god. Where are we at? So we're at 9 pluses to story. 26 negatives to story.
While away from the shipment.
Shut up!
Perhaps I should create non-perishable meals to send with you.
Yeah, he fell on a blaster bolt 3,000 times. Yes, 3,000. I don't care. I think that 26 negative to story answers your question, Warp Core. 1 plus to gameplay, and 11 negatives to gameplay. And I don't think that's going to change, but we have a couple cutscenes to go before we finalize this and figure out the bronze number of Trooper. Let me start punching in some stuff here. We are. Where am I going? Oh, of course. General Class Gameplay Plus, Mike Kamano. The class is not total crap, gameplay-wise. Oh, man. It's a fairness plus, Mike Kamano. Hang on. Let's end this with the dignity it deserves.
Welcome back. General, the Major's here.
Sorry.
Not a moment too soon. Come with me, Major. We're supposed to be in the Supreme Chancellor's office 10 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize we'd been summoned.
No need to apologize. Just come along.
Okay.
General Garza, hello. Please, come in. Make yourself comfortable. And Major, so good to see you again. It seems I can't blink without you winning yet another incredible victory for us.
It's good to see you too, Your Excellency.
I didn't become fully aware of Havoc Squad's achievements until I took office. Your service to the Republic has been truly remarkable. For your exemplary service in the defense of the Republic, you are hereby awarded the Chancellor's Service Medal. Congratulations, Major.
Will the other members of Havoc Squad be recognized as well?
Each of your squad mates will be awarded Silver Crescents to recognize their contributions to your defeat of General Racton.
With Racton gone, the Imperial military is weaker than ever. For the first time in many years, we have the advantage.
It's been a long, hard fight, but we've come out on top.
For now, yes. But we must be cautious to maintain what we fought so hard to gain.
We are all fortunate to have defenders as skilled and clever as yourselves. Meeting with you has been a very great pleasure. I wish you good fortune in all your future missions, and know that the Republic is proud of everything you've achieved.
Thank you very much for your time, Your Excellency.
General, Major, welcome back. How did your meeting go?
Very well. The Supreme Chancellor was impressed with the Major's accomplishments. You really have gone above and beyond the call of duty, Major.
I'm just proud to do my part, General.
You do far more than just your part. No matter how much is asked of you, you always deliver. As I said, our work doesn't end here. Imperial forces are already regrouping on Ilum and elsewhere. It won't be long before your team is called back to the front lines. You should take this time to get what rest you can.
What are your plans, Major? What will we do now?
I'd say we've all earned some away time, wouldn't you?
You know, so we can find
Just
a
be
temporary
sure to
peace.
keep your holo close by, Major. When the next crisis comes, Havoc Squad will get the first call.
And that's it. We did it. Trooper Done. We got the worst out of the way. Maybe the worst. I say maybe because we still gotta do Jedi Knight. Any guesses on the golden number? Excuse me, the bronze number. Sorry, bronze number. Bronze number. Any guesses on the bronze number? I actually just finished the calculations while that cutscene was playing. Oh. Negative 15.83. So let's see here. Where does that rank? That would put it at the 7th worst game I've ever reviewed. As a reminder, for those of you who don't know how the scale works and how the system works, any negative goes down exponentially faster than positives do. What that means is the difference between 1 and 10 positive is substantially smaller than the difference between 1 and 10 negative. For a bit of perspective, the highest rank we've ever given something is a 281, which is way up there, whereas the lowest rank we've ever gained is negative 44, because that's how the curve works, right? So any negative is exponentially worse than any positive. So negative 15 is really freaking bad. It is surpassed by Just Cause 4, Drakengard, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Quest 64, Star Trek Shattered Universe, and of course, the king, Mega Man X7. Would this be Lamentation status? That's an interesting question. I thought about that for a minute, but I think the answer is ultimately no. There's too many good elements here and there that actually manage to buoy it to the point of being worth a damn. And those good elements are Elara and 4X. No, Portal 2 is the best game for. Although Mega Man 11 is way up there. 210. In fact, Mega Man 11 is our 3rd highest ranking right now. Yeah, that was honestly worse than I remembered. Going through with analysis mode, actually reviewing it, that sucked. That sucked so badly. I am so glad to be done with that, and I will never do that again. Yeah, exactly, Kate. So tomorrow we're going to be doing Smuggler. Now you're probably thinking, don't you want to do Knight next? What I want to do is I want to be done with the Republic. I want to get all the Republic stuff out of the way and gone, and that means doing it on Smuggler. So tomorrow we're going to start up Smuggler, which will be a much better story, I think, and we'll see how the Republic fares in general. Oh my goodness. Before I go any further, I need to pull up a 3-minute and 20-second song, which is this one. Thank you. I need to be able to hear the song. Thank you very, very much, Oreo, for the $1,000 donation. The hell was that? Always appreciate Oreo. Very, very, very much. Thank you. Oh. And, unless you've changed your mind, all of that is going towards the Trails of Cold Steel block. You got it. Alright. Where's, Tyron, can you... Oh my god, Giga Pudding, are you okay? Tyron, can you hop on really quick, please? Why is Smuggler the best option to the Republic quests? One word answer, Pillars of Snow. Flirt. Tyron, I'm gonna mule with you, if that's okay with you. I'm not joking. We're going to do all the quests on Smuggler, because that way we can flirt with all the, you know, all the side quests and stuff. And, there we go. And, yeah, I don't know what else to add to that. Does this go here? There we go. There we go. The Trooper story. Yeah, the flirt option is basically one of the reasons Smuggler's entertaining. That's absolutely correct. So, it's a good time to go ahead and do all those little side fun quests, because we're going to be able to flirt with an enormous number of characters. Yeah, we're tuning out. I'm going to do some muling with Darth Tyron. There's our final outfit. Looks pretty dumb, actually. Let's unify colors. Hang on, where is it? Oh, I don't actually have a good chess piece. Okay, well, whatever. Never mind. Muling. Ah, okay. So, muling is when I go to someone else like Giga Pudding and say, here, Giga Pudding, take this. Shove, shove, shove. And I shove items onto the character. Then I switch to another character, and she gives them back. Sense make? But yes, there will be a D&D stream soonish over on Guido's channel. I'll also be hosting it here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For real at this time. I will be starting up Smuggler, and we'll be flirting with everything. If the person doesn't give them back, then there's you probably have made a mistake in who you've chosen to mule with. And yeah, we'll get you an invite, Valerian. So, I'm going to chop this off.